little bit of an update here. I did say in my last Flying Friday video that I had a video cable for. I thought I did. This is a 3.5mm jack with RCA jacks out. Problem is, this 3.5mm does not fit in the bottom of the Hubsan remote. It is too big. This takes like a mini, I don't know what it is, a 1mm or 2mm or whatever. I guess it would be 2mm probably. I don't know what the sizes are, but anyways, it's a mini jack. I had ordered originally when I got the Hubsan the jack for this, so that I could do some video out and hopefully figure out the OSD out on this. But I've not received it yet, so just an update there. I thought I had a video cable. I'd be able to start doing some video output on this thing, but not so far as yet. We're still waiting on receiving that item. Hey guys, everything new under the sun. Flying Friday video. This is not going to be a super well, it might be interesting, but it's not going to be very exciting from the point of view of doing different things and looking at different things. I'm going to do a range test today because I've never done that since I got the Hubsan. So I want to take a look at it and see how well the range does. It's sunny out. It is a bit windy though. It's gusty. I'm going to try and take the quadcopter into the wind because that's the way you should always fly, because then the wind will help you fly back. Yeah, without further ado, let's get this thing up in the air here. I'm just going to plug in the battery. 4 satellites on my receiver already. I've not yet put my circular polarized antenna on yet, just using this. I'm going to take it up to, I don't know, 100 meters or something, and just start going down basically over the river, see how far we can get before the battery gets too low. It's about -5 degrees, 4.7 I think. That's going to limit the battery range for sure because it's chilly, but let's see how it goes. Alright, going to start recording now. Make sure that starts up. So we've got 9.9 volts on the transmitter, 8.1 on the quadcopter. Just waiting for some GPSs now. GPS signals. 9 satellites on the receiver, and it is windy. This is going to be a real bad range test. I'll freely admit it, but we apparently should have 300 meters anyways that we can go. Alright, I've got 5 satellites. I'm going to take that up. You need 6 for GPS hold, but let's take that up. It'll get more once it's up there, and then we'll just take it up and see if we can go over the river, see how far we can get. I've kind of got some trees here, so I'm going to have to go straight ahead. It's going to be a little tricky. We'll see how it goes. I'm just trying to see which way the wind's going here. See if I turn GPS hold off. Alright. Well, it's going the other direction here, so I'm going to go this direction here. And let's see. I'm going to go into the wind basically. Alright, straight above me. See if I can go straight into the wind for the most part. Going over farmers' fields here. And I'm going to actually, let's see, GPS hold is on. I'm going to take it up higher. We are at 100 meters. No, 60, 70 meters there. Alright. So, let's start flying this thing. And we'll see. So we're about 70 meters away, 122 meters away from us right now. And I'm just going to go up across the farmer's field here. I'm at full stick forward here. 7.3 volts. The voltage is going down real quick actually. Really getting sucked down. 7.1 volts. At 200 meters. Now, if it does lose contact with the controller, it should automatically return to home. So we'll see. Okay, 7.4 volts in the battery, so it's it came up. I guess there was an initial drop there when I went up, 7.4 volts. I'm doing about 4.6 meters per second, and now I am at 300 meters away. So that's the spec'd out distance that you can get this thing away from you. The video signal's a little grainy. I'm standing behind trees. I'm really not giving it any help here. Really not doing it any justice by being behind trees there. It's getting blown around by the wind as well. 400 meters. Let's try and get up to 500 meters, half a kilometer. If we get to half a kilometer there, I'm going to stop it there actually. This is such a chilly, cold test. This is a cold weather test. 450. Our video is, it's got lines through it. It's a little bit snowy. If I come up like this, it's probably better. Let off on the throttle and just readjust. Let's get up to 489, 490, and 500 meters. 7.2 volts, 500 meters. Let's let it stabilize there. And I'll just zoom around, pan around just slowly. You can see the wind really pushing it as it tries to do GPS hold. And we just lost video there for a second. Now, I'm not even sure where I am anymore. Oh, totally lost signal. Totally lost signal. Alright. Totally lost signal. And, okay, it's coming back. It's not in return to home. Alright, I'm losing signal here. I'm going to put it return to home. It looks like it maybe already started to return to home because it was 488 meters. Now that it's been said many times, one thing I don't like about it is indeed that when you put it in return to home, let's see, yeah, it's in return home mode. I can see it in the bottom. When you're in that mode, it turns to face away from the direction you're flying, which is really bizarre. I don't know. I don't know why that helps anything, to be honest. I don't know if that's I can't see it being a limitation of anything. So I've got good video here. I'm about 340 meters. Return to home. Still recording on the camera. 7.3 volts on the battery. I could have, with that battery, I probably could have went, 700, 800 easy. In the summer, when it gets warmer, and maybe a little bit less wind, I'll try and do a further one. I might recharge it today and see if I can do another one out the opposite direction there. And can't see where it is. 200 meters away. I tell you what, the GPS on this thing is incredible. Like the return to home, having that return to home, having the ability that if it loses connection, it just automatically comes home. That is just amazing because you can do so much more with this. You're not worried about it flying off too much. I haven't heard too many people with troubles with it. Alright. I should see it. Oh, I see it. Okay. I'm turning return to home off. And I'll fly it down here. I'm in GPS mode. I hardly ever go in altitude hold mode. Just because it's so much easier. I mean, it's so easy to fly in GPS mode. Let's see, where am I? Alright, 7.1 volts. We got some more juice. I'm going to go in the opposite direction here. Let's just take a trip up here. We'll get some eye candy stuff going here. Some things to look at here. Now you can see the river. And I want to take a look at... well, you can see the wind really pushing that. I want to take a look at this house over here. This house here, if I can stop and just let it sit, it's really gusty. This was actually built by a shipmaker in the early 1900s, late 1800s actually, I believe it was. Yeah, it's about 150 years old. And they used to build ships on the Wheatley River. And I'd like to do a whole historical video where I kind of get some nice footage. It's too windy of a day for that. But you can see this beautiful old house. And if I go back, if I kind of zoom out here, No, let me point towards the thing. I'm getting a little bit fuzzy. So you can see the river there. I don't know where I am. But yeah, they used to build ships here on the Wheatley River, actually just to, oops, I'm losing connection. Just off to the right there, at the curve, they're kind of at the curve or just before the last curve where the river disappears. There's actually piers where they used to put a couple of ships in there and build them. I don't know how big they were, they probably weren't huge, but because this is a tidal river, the the tide would come in, lift the ships up when they're ready to launch them. And otherwise, when the tide's out, obviously they're able to build the boats and whatever. But yeah, they can launch them because it's tidal. The water comes up and floats them out to the ocean. So a little bit of history, and that's what the yellow house is there. That's the original shipbuilder's house, about 150 years old. And of course, our house, which is to the left here, was land that was split off from the shipbuilder's property. It's not the one directly in the middle below, but the one off to the left, just above it. And it was the daughter of the shipbuilder. She had that house built and moved into that, and that piece was cut off from the shipbuilder's property, which would have encompassed basically the river, the wedge between the river and that road that you see up top there, and going down this way. Now I don't know how far it went, but the next house over has about 4 acres, and so he would have the original shipbuilder would have owned probably a lot of that. So a little bit of history. I intend to do kind of a better video of that. Let's just go take a closer look here before the battery runs out. The video's not the best. If I readjust, then you can see it. So I'll just kind of look about the house. I think there's 4 chimneys in it or something. It's a beautiful old house. The ceilings are, I don't know, like they're 13 foot or something. Now it's right about this time where the battery on my camera died, so there's no more picture-in-picture, unfortunately. And there's a couple more minutes of video left. Now I know I did do a video on the extra batteries that I got from my camera. I didn't happen to put one of the fully charged batteries in there. It was about 2/3 or 1/3 full. Otherwise, it would have totally lasted for more than 10 minutes. But what I go on explaining here is, basically the shipbuilder built this house. He owned all the land from the road up on the top there, around to the bridge, which I think I pan around to, and just a better look. Yeah, this is a really nice house. 9 or 10 foot ceilings. I don't know what they are, but it's a really nice big house indoors. A beautiful property. So they would have owned all of it, the shipbuilder, obviously. And so I like I was saying, I would like to do a proper historical view on it, or record some videos and do some proper, this is the actual history of the house and stuff about it. There you can see the apple orchard that the current owners had planted. That's actually a separate piece of property. There, but they had owned the 2 pieces there, and so the little sticks that you see, all the dots, basically all the saplings, I guess, and they're a couple of years old, 2 years old now, I guess. So the shipbuilder would have owned from the river there that you saw to the road, and of course the end piece there would have been his daughter's house, where the 2 houses are now. The one we're flying over right now, that's a derelict house. It needs to be torn down. And this is zooming into where I am. You can see me standing there. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to try and land here. Hopefully we don't crash. It's hard in winter. I've not crashed this yet. But it is hard in winter because there's no places to land. I mean, you cannot make a mistake and emergency land just anywhere because you're going to pack the thing full of snow. So I had to kind of back it into my porch where I had part of it shoveled. We got a fair bit of snow there. That I haven't been able to do much with. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.